Hello, and welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. I am the keeper this evening, Sade or Ambrose, she, they pronouns, and we are here for the second season of the Arcane Core Seekers. Um, it's a continuation based off of a Monster of the Week campaign that was run a few months prior, so we're picking up from where we left off, and it was quite the doozy of a cliffhanger that I'm so happy that I wonderfully, stealthily put there. But we will be continuing from that point on, and it's going to be a doozy. So, without further ado, I will introduce you to our cast, starting with Iris.
Hello, my name is Iris Wyndham. My pronouns are she, they, and I will be playing Cordelia Bennett, the monstrous, pronounced she, her. Sorry.
Cool. Red.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red. My pronouns are she, her. I am playing Megan Frost, whose pronouns are also she, her, and is the Crooked.
Awesome. And Jazz.
What up? My name is Jazz. My pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Mo Jackson, the professional. Her pronouns are she, her.
Cool. And we are missing Vin, but no worries. They will be back soon. So don't you worry your pretty little heads. Now, without further ado, let us do just a little bit of a recap from last time, just to pick up from where we left off. Recap. Cell S12 went to Frayton, Pennsylvania to find their missing teammate, Ezra Todd. Within the small town of Frayton, they encounter not only the knowledge that their teammate has passed, but also an entity born of death and shadows, a Doulahan. They quickly find out that the Doulahan, a fae named Willow Weaver, was placed under the control of a funeral director turned warlock, Ben Giles Olsen, as a means to revive his dead husband. After the cell broke the control Ben had on Willow, they dragged him kicking and screaming through the portal to the Fey realms. Who's to say what happened to him? He's probably fine. Or not. S12, with help from the Fae working out of the town's coroner's office, find Ezra's ghost and are able to bring him back with them to the Arcane Corps headquarters in New York City. All seems well with S12, despite a bittersweet conclusion to their mission, but it feels like some things are persisting, lingering. There is unfinished business that needs to be handled, hidden pasts that need to be unlocked, and ominous deals to uncover for the members of Cell S12. Megan has entered into another deal with the mysterious L, a lady of the lake, in exchange for magical knowledge. Megan must provide information about the handler, who's MIA it seems, Theo. Cordelia was told to keep Ezra's deal a secret before he vanished yet again. Millie is called to fulfill a favor by Theo to help resurrect Ezra as a means to fulfill his bargain with Theo. And Mo has to make sure that S12 doesn't do anything rash, or else it could be disbanded. Sorry, Mo. But without further ado, let us all get into it, shall we? It's early to mid-October, a perfect day for a light hoodie, a warm drink, and a cozy scarf. It's morning in Prospect Heights, Brooklyn. Oh, actually, I need to revert that. It's morning in Central Park, actually. We're going to be going to the middle of Central Park specifically. The reflections of the sun off of the towering glass and brick buildings reveal soft blue skies and wispy clouds. In contrast to Frayton, towering trees give way to high rises and skyscrapers, scaffolding wrapping around the buildings like vines. Advertisements and litter fill the corners of the streets and sidewalks inside of the vibrant fallen leaves. Instead of the subtle sounds of nature and peaceful quiet, there are blaring horns and rush hour are simply fading away, giving way to normal brands of the urban cacophony. But as you further get into Central Park, that quiet becomes more peaceful, more relaxing in general. You can hear the birds. You can hear people driving by on their bicycles, because bicyclists are a thing in New York City, unfortunately. On top of that, it seems like there's a quiet. You might hear a blaring horn once in a while. There is peace here. We open up in front of a wonderful place in Central Park known as Belvedere Castle. It has a pond in front of it. Shocking. perfect meeting space for the person you're getting ready to meet with, Megan. And it's a public place, so that's why you decided to come here. She was fine with that. But you were feeling a little nervous about this meeting because you're not sure if you have enough information to get there. But we'll
Oh
see how that
boy.
goes. So we'll see how that goes. So feeling kind of weird, you decide to lean on some people that are kind of having your back at this moment. So you're sitting on a park bench overlooking this beautiful view. Can you describe what Megan looks like?
Yeah, so Megan essentially looks like a punk. That is kind of the best way to describe it. She's pretty young looking. She has very short pixie cut pink hair, wearing a black choker that's pretty much it's pretty much out like a dog collar, like you think what you would think of one. She is wearing pretty baggy, loose clothes. She's got to keep it to where she can move need be, and her ears covered in piercings, along with some piercings on her nose.
Awesome. So you're sitting on this park bench. It's about, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure if you're used to being up this early in the morning or not, but this seemed important. If you look over to an area, maybe a few yards behind a tree, perhaps you can see one of your, just like the edge of one of your friends from the Corps, just standing there. They're trying to be sneaky. They're doing a good job. It's Ace. Uh, they just jerk their head towards you as if like, like kind of, so what's going on? I don't know what's going on. You also feel a buzz in your pocket from your phone. Did you want to take a look at that?
Yes.
All right, so you do. And there's like you have a wonderful group chat set up with a lot of people that like-minded people like you from the Corps. One of them, just an emoji of a cat, says that like, got your back. I see you. Smiley face.
Great.
And you feel comforted. As you're looking down at your phone, you hear a voice. Hello, Megan.
Why, hello there. It's good to see you.
You turn around and you see this woman standing next to you. Actually sitting down as if she's been there the entire time, and it's very jarring, unfortunately.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. You should be surprised as often as it's happened, but it's happened so often that it's not a surprise anymore. You kind of expect her to just show up now. She has a very sharp smile, softer than normal, a little bit more hopeful, a little bit more positive. And she has her legs crossed, arms open, not crossed over her chest this time, which is great. That's a good change for her. So, do you have any information so far? I know information about Theo is a little bit difficult to come by, but I'm pretty certain you got something, right?
I've gotten some. It's hard to say what you would already know and don't know, given
Test the
your
waters, shall we?
yes. So he only seems to have been around for 10 years or so, at least as far as our records I've found have
Mhm.
gone. He's been with us for 2. And before that, he was a hunter, but he left for not really bad reasons. It wasn't because he was thrown out of being a hunter. He wanted to become a handler, which is generally seen as a demotion, but no records kind of led to that.
Interesting.
Again, there's not really a lot concrete about him, which I'm sure you could expect. He covers his tracks.
Interesting. That is a little bit more than I thought. In regards to him not being a hunter anymore, I didn't realize he became a handler. Is that what that's called?
Yes.
What does a handler do in the case of a hunter group exactly?
he essentially is the ultimate one who kind of keeps us out of trouble, even though Mo does a pretty good job of that. But
Mhm.
we all kind of report back to him. He gives us cases, he gives us information, and helps us out where it's needed.
Okay, interesting. Well, I don't know about the 10 years Hunter situation being with you, but they do cover the tracks very well. And I did say I was going to give you more information about, or more help in regards to not getting caught, right?
Yes.
So, sometime today, you'll get that. So don't worry about it. But in terms of means of finding out more information about the, you might want to do something a little bit more on the risky side.
If I have your support and
Of
something's
course.
coming up later today, then I'm sure I'll be risky enough.
Of
Hopefully not
course.
too risky.
Risky in the best way. And as long as you're having support from my sources, then you have nothing to worry about.
Then
How are the magical gifts I gave you?
they're great. I'm very thankful. I anticipate them helping and me do research for you as well. But also, let's be honest, they're just kind of fun to have.
That is true. The more freedom of magic. I'm not sure why you want magic exactly, though. Is it just a natural affinity?
I've seen so much of it and seen what it can do. And it's always benefiting others.
Hmm.
It was time for some myself.
I like the way you think. But outside of that, regards to your friend, Ezra Todd, what happened to him?
I'm not entirely sure. Everyone seems to have really clammed up about it. Something happened. I just can't tell what.
A bit of advice, because I'm not sure either. I don't have eyes everywhere. But you might want to look into Ezra's back history too, in connection with Theo. Just a little bit of a hunch.
Okay. I'll look into it.
You know how to contact me, either through mirrors or a phone call. Either would be fine. You don't have to use magic all the time.
And you clearly know how to contact me.
Of
So
course. Of course.
no worries there.
Oh, and she stands up. Smart of you to have people watching out for you. It's really nice. Keep that up. It is a wise decision.
I'll certainly try.
You should try better. Take care. And then you see her walk kind of around the park bench behind you. And then if you were trying to look where she went right afterwards, she's gone. Very, whew, vanish into thin air. But again, not surprising for who she is. As soon as that happens, your friend Ace comes out, kind of like shuffling over and slides into the same spot where Elle had just been. And says like, what was that? I didn't realize what was that?
What all did you see?
I
First
mean,
question.
what do you mean? What did I see? There was someone that was there all of a sudden, and there was someone that left all of a sudden next to you. What did you get into? And why was I not a part of it? Like, that seems like a big miss. That seems like I feel like I've been stabbed through the heart.
It happened so fast. And it just escalated, and before I knew it, I had this object and she came with it and she was not happy.
Okay.
And now I'm essentially doing her bidding, but I'm getting some favors out of it. Trust
Okay.
me, I think it's better that you're not involved directly.
Okay, that's fair. But I am very curious. I'm going to try not to pry. Really, really hard. But still, what is she? That's definitely not. She's definitely not human.
That's a good question. For the
Your
longest
phone.
time, she seemed like a fae.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely is, but she's also more than that.
I'm a little concerned because I feel like that's something that you might need to know at some point. And then as soon as Ace says that, your phone goes off again. It's like vibrates. It's the cat emoji again. Just like, WTF, what the fuck was that? Like, so same thing. I need to know, like, what, and then like a whole emoji of like mind blown is essentially
Megan will
what you
just
see.
send that purple face that's like a monster devil, and she'll send that back.
It just seems like someone's typing, but it keeps on like trying to figure out what to type, so it just keeps going for a little bit because they're like, I don't know what to say to that. It's like Ace was like, but that's a bit dangerous though. Like, if you don't know what she is, and I really want to ask what they're asking from you, and you're telling me that I can't know.
Not that. If you think about it, you already know. Who have I been having you look into?
Oh, that Theo
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could try to look into it harder. It's just that like we're blocked really hard, and there's not really anything we could do without like alerting people.
She did give me something may happen today. I don't know what, so I can't really give you information on where to be or how to help.
Cool. Ominous powers. Sick.
You have no idea.
Okay. Whatever this thing that happens, we'll keep an eye out for it, I suppose. Just be careful. Sounds super cool, but also super dangerous. So, you know how to contact the group chat.
Yeah. I think she thinks I'm useful for now. So I think I'm okay. It's when I stop being useful that we have a problem.
Well, the good news is that core members, when dealing with outside entities or beings, if they go missing, people tend to notice and look into that. So if something does happen to you, cross my heart, then
I kind of think that if she wanted to, she could make it to where no one noticed I was missing. I don't doubt her ability to do that.
Ace just stares at you. I don't know whether I should be disappointed or proud or a mixture of the two,
I stole
or
from her
jealous.
at first, so I mean, proud?
Proud. Very proud. But also unknown entity that can make you vanish and no one would notice, including us. That's kind of concerning.
That's just a theory.
Okay.
I feel pretty good about it, though.
Okay. Whatever you say. Your phone goes off again. This time it is not from that cat emoji number. It's a different number. It is from your handler, your new one, your temporary one, Aurora. The message reads, "Get to HQ ASAP, emergency." Exclamation mark. Smiley face.
I guess duty calls, Ace.
And then just as Ace says that, their phone goes off as well. And like they make a very quizzical look at their phone real quick. If you look over, you can see that it's the exact same message, but different handler, not Aurora. Not a smiley face next to it. It's like, I'm assuming this is a big problem.
Yeah, I'd gather so. Maybe it's that thing that
Yeah. Like you just see
a
Ace stand up.
distraction.
Oh, that's so fucking terrifying. You see like Ace is like just straightens their jacket. All right, let's go. You both stand up. You get a message from cat emoji. Just like, I need so many answers. Stat question mark and exclamation. So there we go. All right, and that's the scene. We cut over to you, Cordelia. 1 second. We are in a R&D department within the Arcane Core HQ. Before we actually look at this, we're gonna kind of just map out where you are. A moment, we can. Yeah. I'm pretty certain I know what I'm talking about. I promise, everyone. Yes, so your HQ is right here. It's in Brooklyn, near the docks, off to where the river is. So near Red Hook. It's if you step outside during a certain time of day, it smells horrible. But right now, that's not the problem. You don't have to worry about that. You are in a R&D lab. No one's really here. It's very quiet. It's meant to be kind of, this is all dedicated to one person. It's a larger workspace office that's kind of a lab, kind of hodgepodge put together. You're on a lower level in this building. You kind of phase through a wall to get into here. You don't use the door because why would you do that? And there's someone standing at a desk working on something, reading through books, shifting through papers, wildly moving around. What does that person look like?
They have sort of short cropped black hair, tan skinned, pardon my voice.
Totally fine.
And just sort of a short, squat figure, very energetic, moving around, and like very, I would assume, engrossed in their task.
Okay. Now, as you float over and do whatever you are getting ready to do while they are in their zone, what does Cordelia look like?
Cordelia is, for one, translucent. If the phasing through walls didn't tell you that, she is a ghost and has just sort of translucent, sort of blue skin. Her hair used to be just long blonde, now just sort of like fades off at the ends, along with the rest of her form. And she just looks lost to time in her clothing. It's archaic and obviously from like centuries past. And she is, for the most part, rather plain looking. If again, she wasn't a ghost.
All right. So you walk up to this person. Pronouns are
For the assistant, they, them.
yeah. Okay. So you float over to them. They're engrossed. They have headphones on. They're vibing. They're probably like singing a song, like, and then like going through stuff. What are you gonna do to get their attention?
I think that Cordelia just sort of like scoots over to the other side of the table, props open a book, and then just like eyes just like wide and wild, just, "Hi, Jack, how are you doing?"
Oh, geez. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing lovely.
Takes the headphones out. Could
And
you
how
not
are you
do
doing
that
today?
anymore? Like at all? Like my heart is gonna give out at some point if you keep doing that.
Fine, yes, of course.
Okay. Whew. How can I help you today? Same thing, same problem.
Same problem, yes. I think we're getting close though.
Yes. Yes, it's just I'm very intrigued. It like pulls out one of the notebooks, like goes through it. And if you look at it, it is uh the notebook that you were able to like transfer notes over to from a source that you last got from. It's just like these notes are like amazing. Like I don't even know Who wrote this? Was this you?
Um, I guess I took a bit of liberty with some of them, but no.
Oh, well, this is freaking sweet. That's all I gotta say. Like it keeps on looking through. It's just like I've never even thought about connecting spiritualism from that time frame and like tweaking it. But like you're an example. Like you're you like stands
Indeed, I
out
am.
like
Yes.
gestures you. And like first of all, Ghost, normally, yes, you are translucent, yes, you float, but you're powerful. You have a lot of things that a lot of ghosts don't, and it could just be a time thing, like gaining power over time, but like that's still pretty sweet that you can do that. And that might have something to do with you trying to like aim for immortality when you were, well, not younger. It's not younger, right? It's back in the day. What is the 1800s ghost? But
Yes.
yes, when you were human and you attempted that, it worked technically. It didn't do. You missed some things. I'm pretty certain it's because and like they're in like a roller chair. They like push it and go to the other side of like their extra long desk and like look at other papers. There's like a wall that's like it was a whiteboard wall that just is like scribbled with stuff. But they look over to it, think about it, then go back, and it's like, all right, uh, like I'm pretty certain that you were onto something, but you didn't have the right ingredients, or like they weren't the best ingredients, or it was just
I worked
baloney.
with what I had.
Yeah,
Yes.
like no, it's totally fine. Like, I don't know, but bottom line is that like they kind of knew what they were talking about, the old ritual, and part of them didn't. So unfortunately, you could have retethered your body if you wanted to, but by that time, obviously, you were separated and passed away.
Yes.
My condolences. Is that weird to say?
I mean, technically, I'm dead, so I guess it sort of works.
Yeah. Anyway, but
And no
bottom line
offense,
is
either way.
that like, but bottom line is I don't know if you still want immortality, but there is a way to probably tether you back to something. We
That
got we
would,
got we got a couple options. I just need more time to figure out what those things are.
of course, of course. And I mean, that's what we're doing here. So, um, you said that we have options. Any particular ones that stick out? At this point, I mean, immortality has certainly served me well, but ups and downs. So,
uh, I can imagine. Yes. So options two. One option, the one that we definitely can probably get together if we have all the right stuff. You're gonna need a body, just something to like. It usually is uh, a dead body that obviously didn't have too much trauma in the last 24 hours. If you can find a body that is spiritually connected to you, it's kind of like how like a blood. I'm O negative, for instance. I don't like there might be an O negative soul out there that would match with my body just fine. So that's an example. So you need to find out what your spiritual frequency is that matches with someone else's body, if that makes any sense.
yes, it
Um,
does. I think, yes.
Preferably one that's already dead. I don't know if you would kill someone to get their body. I don't think so. I don't think so. You seem fine. But so a vessel that is spiritually linked to yours in some way that would be a proper candidate, or an inorganic body of some sort that would also do fine. That you can tie your body to. It's called. I'm calling it because I'm merging things together. Mortal tethering, and then he like they like scoot uh their their chair back, but like they tumble out of it and into a walk to get to like the wall. It's like, all right, uh so with mortal tethering, you're going to need obviously the body. You're going to need this one's the really hard part, the only really hard part. Like even the dead body's easier. You could just go to a morgue or something like that and test around. Blood of like a celestial. where is essence of a celestial. We don't.
Okay.
There's places to get it. It's just hard to get or find someone that can sell it, or even find a celestial to connect with. But there's also like Dawn Root, which is something that you only find in the Fey realms. But you can also get that from Calico Avenue, right? Like it's like all the magic users go there. So you can get that there. It's super. It's not expensive. You just go to like any vendor. There has to be like 2 other items, and that's what I'm looking for right now. So there's that.
Mhm.
Now, there's another way. If you want, granted, I don't even know if this counts as losing my job or just vanishing, but if you want to be immortal and stay tethered to a physical frame, it's going to be some alteration to that. And I have to do research into that one. That one's a big, tall ask. But if you just want a body to call your own and be immortal again, you could do that. It should be fine. And the only other downside to either of these things, obviously, the other one being the biggest drawback, I don't know. There's probably going to be a side effect. There's going to be dangerous stuff that happens. I just don't know what it is.
Of course.
And if you want to, like, you can just do it without me trying to figure out what that is, or I can do more research to do that.
I mean, I've waited quite some time. What's a little bit longer? And for one, I already owe you so much for helping me with all this, and so I don't want you to risk your job. So, that
Job, is it? Like, he's like, I don't know. Like,
who knows?
like, who knows? It's the core, right? Like, but
Right.
this was such an interesting, confounding problem. That's why I'm like, so I don't see it as like helping. I see it as like just stimulating the mind. And you see like hands going, but if I can help, then I can, and I can't imagine immortality. I think it's something we always want, but anyway, not to be awkward. But
No.
hopefully you're okay. I've heard some things about your self.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are talking about it, to be honest. But you know how like offers like water cooler talk. I don't participate in it, but no one really notices me kind of situation. So I just kind of like skulk away, and people talking, they don't notice I'm there. But people are talking more than normal.
And what exactly are they saying? If you don't mind.
Well, you changed handlers, which normally doesn't happen that often, really. One of your teammates is missing, and no one knows where he is, but the core knows where he is, but we're not sure what's going on there. And y'all got benched too, and no one really knows why y'all are benched in the first place, because it seemed like your last big mission was successful despite someone being unalived technically.
I mean, what's a handler? I'm sure it's not that uncommon that.
Kind of kind of a common, like, yeah, if something happens to the handler, or a handler requests to leave, sure, but not replaced like that. Keep in mind, this is just rumors. This things are passing around. People are always saying stuff about S12 though, so I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, like, bottom line is that y'all are fine. Y'all should be fine. Just be careful.
Of course.
That's all. Anyway, I'll be around. I got a couple other things to look at, but you can come back later. I might have something in the next few days, or I'll come to you, and I'll let you know if I have a eureka moment.
Okie dokie.
Cool. I'm gonna leave it open for you to see if there's anything you want to do in this room. Otherwise, I'm gonna trigger things.
I was actually going to see if just sort of hanging off of that, like, I shouldn't have said that. If I could sort of read into more of what Jack is thinking.
Oh, so empathy.
Yes.
By all means, do the thing.
Okie dokie. I'm sorry. I'm slightly new to Roll20. It's just plus weird, right? So.
Oh yeah. So it's you can just do the plus weird roll, or if you go to the drop down for your character, and there is the hunter reference, there should be other options, and in there should be empathy.
Okie doke. It's loading. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Don't even trip. It's all good. New setup. Who this? You got a 9.
Okie dokie.
You got a mixed success. So you get an impression. You want to know about what exactly?
Just sort of piggybacking off of that, like, ooh, I should not have said that. Just seeing how Jack is feeling in the moment.
About S12, about like not saying that. So a couple of things. They feel nervous because they tend to ramble often. So they did not want to overstate something that might have been offensive, because they don't know. Like they don't know how to pick up on that is the best way to put it. And they've done it before, and you've seen it happen before, so you're able to pick that up very quickly. Another thing is that they know that they know that people talk a lot about S12 for not just what just happened, not like the last few weeks, right? This is a known thing since you guys have been a group, which has been 2 years. But there's definitely more than just, oh, stuff's going on with y'all now. It's like, oh, people say shit about y'all. Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. Oop. So there is more. But it might be stuff you already know about S12 because you all know that y'all are you. Like y'all already know that you're black sheep kind of situation. There might be more there. You're just not sure if because it's a minor impression. Anything else you would like to do as they start rolling? They realize that their chair fell over while they were going over to the wall, and they're like, ah, crap, and then they're picking it up to right it, and then they immediately plop down and roll backwards to their original starting position, and they're slowly putting up their headphones unless there's something else you would like to do.
I think that she's just gonna also get back into researching and just.
Are you gonna research in the same lab, or are you gonna do somewhere else?
In the same lab.
Okay.
Yep.
Roll investigate a mystery for me. What are you investigating?
Just trying to figure out what those other ingredients might be.
Okay. Roll investigate a mystery for me.
Okie doke. Oh.
Oop, you failed. Okay, so mark experience. But you try to look through. So you have the spiritualism book that Ezra had, that he wrote in the margins of. You have the notes that you pulled from an undistripped location that I'll talk about another time. But you can't seem to not focus on the 19th century etiquette book. You keep on trying to look through. You keep on trying to find those ingredients and maybe like if there's like an overlapping ingredient of like maybe where it comes from or origin or like what most things would be needed for any form of necromancy or revival or alchemy or anything that has to do with revitalizing, that it just your brain just keeps flatlining and going back to that book, unfortunately. And anything else? I can have you do one other thing.
I think after just getting trapped in that like sort of loop, she's just going to take a breather and head over to said undisclosed second location and try and look at the other notes that
Okay, cool.
Ezra left.
So I would say that you're traveling to another. It's not the same. It's still the same level. You where? Like, actually, let you tell me, where do you normally hang out in the core?
I think that if there is a section of the corp that like is like no one ever goes there, like either it's like cordoned off or like it's like just no longer in use, just like a place where she can have some time to think, or like maybe where she was like helping Ezra like get used to his new form for a little bit before he left. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say it would be on the same floor or like a similar floor. So like maybe one up. There's like a storage area, is the best way to put it, where there's old files, file cabinets, things that like may not be important, not necessarily important, just you would need to be doing deep research into something to be here, or like if you're diving this far. And so there's a lot of cobwebs. There's a lot of organized but dusty file cabinets. And there's like a brick wall in the far back corner. And when you go there, you can see it because ghost form, ghost eyes. You can see some like a translucent blue lettering on the walls there. They seem very similar to the walls with the whiteboard that was in Jack's area, but they seem a lot cleaner, not as chaotic. They seem more organized, and they take up a lot of space. Like it looks like he's been working on this for a while. Ezra has been working on this for a while. Once realizing that he can do this. And you ghost over there. No one's here. It's quiet and peaceful. If you're looking for something specific, is it the same thing, ingredients that you're looking for, or something else?
I think that I think it's the same thing. Yeah.
It's the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So roll again.
I'm sorry?
Roll again. Roll investigate a mystery again.
Gotcha.
Cool. You got a mixed success. So I think you only get one question, right? For that?
I believe so.
Yes, you hold one. Tell me, how would you like to use this hold? What question would you like answered?
I think maybe what can it do? Like maybe if I know what is like missing from the equation, I can narrow it down by trying to figure out
what the ingredient does specifically.
Yes.
Okay, so the ingredient that you're missing, what it does, is this one specifically is meant to. So the dawn root is what's going to be used for the actual tethering part. So it's kind of like it's going to be used and put together to adhere you to the body. Obviously, the body is the vessel itself. The celestial bud is the thing that reinvigorates and makes the impossible possible is the best way to put it. Only a celestial will have the power to grab someone out of one realm and put them into another, for instance, or bind them, for instance. But the other items that you would need are kind of meant to ease the passage of the soul, to stop erosion, because when you try to tie a body to a soul that has already passed on, and you fail, for instance, because that's a possibility, the body, not the body, the spirit can fracture or get damaged over time. So it's meant to make sure that either that doesn't happen or the chances of it happening are very slim. So that's what one or both of those items might be able to do.
Gotcha.
I wish that you had more hold, but you only have one. That makes me sad. I was just like, I could have said more, but you only had, okay. So as you're doing this, you're looking through and your eyes drift over, you're taking note of that. You know that you're like, so it might be something that can is essentially lubricating the soul or stopping it from stretching or damaging over time. And your eyes wander to that last section of the wall where it looked like that writing gets more erratic and fast and messy, and then suddenly stops in the middle of a word. And mine goes back to Ezra again. And you're not feeling great. You're thinking about it. But then as your brain does that, you hear a commotion, a sound over the loudspeaker, that comes through. Attention all personnel, please make your way to the 5th floor. We have an emergency on our hands. Please all personnel specializing in resurrection, please make yourself to the 5th floor. And you hear that, and what a choice of words. And I would say, do you go to the 5th floor to find out what the fuck that's about? Or would you be like, that's weird, I'ma stay here? That's entirely up to you.
That's weird, but that has to be me, if not specifically.
So, you go or no?
Yes.
Okay. So you do that. It's probably me. And then like you head over. All right. Mo. 1 second. All right. Mo. You come to all of a sudden. 1 second. You come to all of a sudden in a elevator. It's not the same elevator in the Arcane core headquarters. For a moment you forgot how you got here. But it takes a moment as you're going down. It's one of those freight elevators that you have to like pull open kind of situation. You worry for a second because I just had a memory lapse. But you realize why when you turn to the right and you see a woman standing next to you. This is the first time you've seen her in memory right now. Janice Cullen, the lady that you've been talking to over the phone, the one that oversees most of the cells in the secret branch. Red hair, gray eyes, has a very hard scar to look at over her right eye. Red hair in a bun, very sharply dressed. I wouldn't say business casual, just more comfort casual is the best way to put it. And she looks like she blinked out as well, but comes to it and looks at you and says that the process of not knowing where we are is kind of the downside to containment areas for any entity like this. So we're probably going to go through the same process of not remembering how we got here or left. So I know it's a little jarring, but it comes with the territory.
I understand.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I could be better. This is I'm a little concerned why they know your name.
Yeah. I've been getting that a lot lately.
In what way? Like, Janice like turns to look at you. What are you talking about?
Oh, just, entities knowing who I am for no reason.
Ah, like Janice, like, right. Well, it's a break at the very least, right? And she has like an envelope, like a folder under manila folder under her arm. Pulls it out. It's like, we don't know much about them, but hands it to you. They asked for you. They might have information about some missing items that could be a bit detrimental if you're aware of what these items are. You know why they're lost in the first place. So not blaming you, just I have other people to blame about that, obviously, but this could be the answer. It just isn't really great where the answers are coming from and how. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You have that folder. Did you want to look at it?
I do want to look at it.
Okay, please.
I'll flip through it.
You just flip through it. I'm going to just say you roll sharp just in general, because like I'm just going to give you second. Okay, I hope that like connection doesn't actually suck right now. Y'all can still hear me, right? Okay.
Yep.
Whatever. Let it go. Roll just sharp for me.
Okay. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Get a notification. 8. So with that, you flip through and you notice specifically from this, because you only have a little bit of time to look at it while you realize that you're almost probably to the floor that you're supposed to be in. What you find out is this is an odd classification. You've never seen. You know what the classification is. You just never seen it before because you've never met or been around or talked to an entity of this caliber before. They are a transcendent class. A transcendent class meaning that they excelled past mortal reasoning at that point. They are essentially, I wouldn't say God tier, but they essentially are. The rules of physics don't apply. That's the best way to put it. They have gone beyond that point. It's an eldritch being. They are not sure what the threat level is. It is an unknown threat level. But it's assumed that if let out, it is fatal.
No pressure.
It's all good, baby. So you see that. And as you're like reading that, the elevator comes down. It like stutters to a halt as the doors are pulled open, and you see 2 bodyguards. One is fully dressed in like body armor to the face. One is not. One is very much not what you were expecting to see. And this person is Marcus here. Big smile, kind of goofy. Shaved sides of the head, dreadlocks. Despite the comfort, like casual, what he's wearing in the picture, he is also wearing body armor. He looks like he's there to guard, essentially. The other guard has weapons ready. He does not. He has like a pistol off to the side, but it doesn't seem like he's worried about it in comparison to the other guy. But he has like a big smile on his face. You know who Marcus is, but probably not in the way you think. Actually, that's a question. Megan, would Mo know that Marcus knows who you are?
That probably depends how observant Mo has been about Megan.
Okay.
Mo has probably seen Marcus around Megan, but Megan has tried to keep the nature of their friendship on the down low.
Got you. Mo, choose odd or even for me.
Even.
You do not know. So you're like, yeah, I've seen him around. You know, like, that's all you like. So you know who Marcus is, but you're not in the same cell. You just know that he is in the Hunter branch. Usually he's the closest to a freelancer in the Arcane Core you're going to get. He doesn't stay in one cell. He is like, wherever you need me, I'm there in terms of frontline stuff. So he's guarding right now today. He's like, hey, Mr. Jackson, how you doing?
Good, Marcus. How you doing? How you been?
It could be better. You know how it is. This is fucking creepy. But yeah, other than that, I'm okay. I guess I'm guarding you today. Follow me, I guess.
All right, my life is in your hands.
Don't say stuff like that. Like he adjusts his
There's
body
no pressure.
Armor. Yeah, sure. He turns around. He's a hulking dude. Like he's like 6'5". Big is the best way to put it, but just so happy and jovial for the dankness of where you are. The very dark lighting, stale air is the best way to put it. You walk down. There's several containment centers made of glass. You see entities that you've seen before. Not you hunting them, just in general. Like you've seen entities like this before. So you've seen cryptids. They're kind of temporary housing, so they're not meant to stay here forever. As you're walking down all these glass containments, there's like a separate section where it's a wall blocked off, and then you have to go through another door. And he opens the door for both you and Janice to get through there. And there is only one containment there. It's a very large space. It's essentially like if it's a large room, extremely large, but the outside walls are made of glass. You don't see anything really, but you do notice that like inside of the glass containment, there are other glass slats in there, and they all have like markings on it, runes, sigils of different things. Like it's not the same type of sigils. So one is some form of infernal sigil. Some are just general magic sigils of different areas of the world. Some you've never even seen before. You're not sure personally what would need all these different types of sigils in the first place. That's concerning. So, yeah. You walk in through the entrance, and Janice stops there, and she's like, I don't know if you want me in here or not, but I will be standing at the door here. Just in case, I will pull you out. It's not like they're going to attack you. They can't. It's just, they have a way of getting to you. And just be careful. Bottom line, when you talk to them.
Yes, ma'am.
And of course, I'll see if something goes wrong, and I will come in, and if I have to as well. All right. She stands off to the side of the door. Marcus stands on the other side of the door. His smile turns nervous, but he's still smiling. And you walk in. There's a chair there that you can move anywhere you want. Where do you want to set up?
I'll sit down in the chair. I'll just kind of settle myself back and cross a leg over my other leg.
Okay. So when you get there, I would say you drag the chair just not too close to the glass, just in case, because you have no idea what this is, because you don't see anything yet. And you wait a little bit and you're wondering if you need to say something. But then as you do, you notice the air in this containment shift a little bit, and out of thin air, smoke kind of starts generating. It starts turning white, then black. It wicks around. It's kind of layered smoke, is the best way to put it. And it slithers out from different corners of this containment. Some of them bump into those glass slats and recoil and then go around it. Then they try to, and they're trying to go to just where you are. And you notice at that exact moment, there is a chair there too. It's a glass chair, but there's nothing written on it. It coalesces down into a smoky body, but you're not, it isn't, it's trying to form. And it just can't. It's doing its best. But you do notice in that smoke as it solidifies that there are eye shapes in it, but they're not quite eyes. It looks like white marble. There's some that are green, there's some that are blue that are moving around, and then they suddenly focus on you. And then you hear you're Mo, right?
Yeah. And who are you?
My name has been lost a bit, but it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. They call me here. You see they call me here the doll maker.
Pleasure's mine.
Seems you already took a seat. I would try, but I might need to condense down a little bit further. That's just going to take a little bit of time.
Oh no, take your time.
And you would see that they're trying to adjust a little bit further. The smoky body does coalesce down into a tall figure, but it's still black and smoky. And it sits down in a chair. I have a few questions for you. I have information for you, Mariah Jackson, but you have to answer a few questions for me first.
I guess that depends on what the questions are.
That's not how this works, unfortunately. Well, if you want the answers I have, you're going to have to answer them truthfully. Those are my terms.
All right, shoot.
Marvelous. All right. First question. Do you keep count of all the people and monsters you've killed? Or have you lost count?
I keep count.
Ooh. They do that. They ask you that question. And you see that those eyes now in the body of whatever this being is trying to make focus even heavily on you when you say that. I want you to roll weird for me.
Ooh, fun.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't even trip.
I never roll weird.
I know.
This is so special. Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So don't worry. Nothing bad happens. You just don't notice it. You just don't notice anything. That's all.
Right.
So you feel eerie, but it's fine. You didn't notice anything. It's totally cool. Don't even trip. Interesting. I will give you an answer based off of that question. One of the items that you're looking for is in the possession of someone right now that is unaware of what it can do. And that item is of me.
Of you.
Yes, I can feel it.
All right.
And they might have triggered it already. You might want to get on that as soon as possible.
You got a name for me?
Next question first. What do you miss about your family the most?
That's so personal.
It is.
My husband's cooking. I miss breakfast.
That is. I am sorry. I know what loss is like. I lost my family too once.
We're just two peas in a pod, aren't we?
It seems like it. Answer to your question. Roll weird for me.
We.
Said that in the demon voice. I'm sorry. Roll
It's
weird
okay.
For me. Okay. This time you do feel something. It feels like, just because you got to mix this up, it feels like something kind of brushed over your hair a little bit, or your head.
Oh,
That's the closest
hair.
It's not like something's touching you. Like if you look, there's nothing there, but it feels like something, like that weird nails kind of touching the side of your head feeling. It's odd. You might mistake it for like a spider kind of thing, or like a.
Ooh, I hope not.
Sorry, or you know what? Never mind. Bottom line is, it feels like something just touching there. You might adjust and you might wipe it, but you don't see anything, feel anything. It just be the moment. One answer for an answer. The last name is Cross. They are somewhere in Brooklyn, I believe is what I'm feeling. One person is affected, and D. Cross, I believe, is their name.
Do I have a pen? Do I write that down?
Yes.
I write it down. I write it down. I just write it down.
Yeah, you can write all this down. You have like the folder. I'm assuming you might have like a little, like you might have like a little like notepad or something. So don't worry.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Mo?
Yeah, I got one. Why are you so interested in me?
Why am I interested in Mariah Jackson? We have things in common. Granted, it's just the family part. I think that I'm not sure if you want your family back or not. So I'm trying to figure that out.
The hell is that supposed to mean?
If they could shrug. If they could shrug, they would. But you don't see that. You just kind of see Smoke adjust as if to shrug, but the shoulders don't move. My turn.
Yeah.
Did you exact revenge on the vampires that murdered your family?
I wouldn't call it revenge.
Enlighten me.
I wouldn't call it revenge because if I had not put them down, they would have killed so many more other people.
That is true.
So I call it justice. I call it a safety measure.
You are not wrong, but it would have been revenge in that situation regardless. No?
I don't take pleasure in killing. I'm very good at it. But there is no good in death. Just what is responsible and what isn't.
That is honorable. Roll weird again. Look at the levels. It went from fail to like mixed success to full success. Let's go, baby. All right, so
that was a good thing.
We'll see. So you feel that, like, that feeling of like, now it's more precise is the best way to put it. Like, it first you didn't feel anything. The second time you felt like something was raking through this, like, kind of on your scalp. Now it feels like something is slithering under your scalp is the best way to put it. It's very quick. It's very sudden. It goes away within that second. But you felt that. And now I would say, if you want to roll investigate a mystery to find out what just happened, you totally can.
I will.
Do it.
I just wasted my failure. Investigate a mystery. Oof.
Okay, so mark experience.
I don't know anything.
You just know that he's doing something. You know that they're trying to do something to you, but they're trying to be stealthy about it. That's about it.
Whatever you're trying to do, it won't work. You're contained here.
Are you sure? You don't even know what I'm trying to do right now.
Why don't you enlighten me?
I'm trying to figure you out. This is how I figure people out.
I'm an open book.
I mean, you have been truthful thus far, which is very much appreciated. You gave me an answer. I'll give you an answer. This book, that's what the item is. It's a journal. It's not a normal journal. It is something that I made for someone with malicious intent behind it. It infects Whoever reads it. Any other questions?
What do you need from me?
I'm trying to figure that out. I got nothing but time until I do.
Yeah, well, lunch is in about 20 minutes, so you got about that long.
Last question then. I apologize in advance. So, that body that's sitting in the chair, it slowly starts to condense down. It's taller, more defined. Those little strings of smoke that are kind of going off doing its own thing are starting to condense down to a person. A very familiar person to you, actually. Dark skin, shaved head, very defined, dignified look. One would call nerdy, but like very like scholarly. That's the best way to put it in terms of that. This person is standing there. Well, not standing, sitting there. Their legs cross. And they stare at you with dark eyes. They're smiling sweetly at you, not maliciously. It does become malicious over time once they get the reaction they wanted. What would you do to see him again?
What are you doing?
Getting under your skin, Mo Jackson. And it's working.
I think Mo just kind of stares for a long time at the face of her husband she hasn't seen in 10 years. Just drinking him in, even though she knows it's not real. I would do anything. Anything.
Anything?
Anything.
In that moment, the smoke goes back to that loose form that it was condensing down to. I seem to only be able to hold it for a little bit. Answer for an answer, then. That journal is something that you should probably take care of sooner rather than later. There's another item that is not of me that I cannot track. But when it goes off, it will do a lot of damage. When it does go off, your core will be able to track it as it will be counted as a magical disturbance.
There's no way to stop it from going off before then.
There's no way to find out where it is until it does. There might be alternatives to me, but by the time I know where it is, you will too.
That all?
That is all.
Well, I hope I entertained you.
Not quite. That was not my goal, but yes, seeing your reaction did fuel something in me. Thank you for that.
I live to please. And she just kind of like puts her hands on her knees, gets up, heads to the door.
Hurt my hand. So
You okay?
as it's fine. While you do that, you get up. He calls back out to you. I hope 𝐬𝐴zra is doing well. See you later, Mo. And that smoke dissipates immediately upon saying that.
You coward. Come back here and fight.
Fight me like a person.
You can talk shit about me. You can talk shit about my family. Get my team's name out your mouth.
So as you turn back around, Marcus and Janice are kind of on edge looking at you, but they are trying to stay stone-faced about it. They were waiting to see if you were going to do anything or if you want to react a certain way, and you didn't. They seem to like relax as soon as you get up. Janice is like, that's good. I'm sorry. But that's how they work.
Yeah, well, I've had time. And lots of therapy. I'll get over it.
Yes. Good. Shall we? Like steps aside and she walks through. Marcus takes behind you, closes the door. Minor shiver goes down his spine when he does that, but he's like, cool. Fucking creepy as he walks behind y'all. As that happens, you're walking down, you're going back down that hallway where there's containers of different cryptids and other monsters. That earlier guard, the one that was fully armed up, ready to go, like hustles to you, goes up to Janice. He's like, so it seems like stuff's going down back at the at HQ. I don't know what it is, but some kind of they're asking for personnel for resurrection purposes. Anyone that has specialty in that. It doesn't seem like it's a large alarm. It's just we should get back, or I should take you back to HQ. It seems serious.
Mo just kind of sighs and goes, Cordelia.
Of course. Marcus just looks startled. Janice just like similar, probably mirrors your same exact face. Just like, the fuck. Probably also thinks it's Cordelia, but it's not. He's gonna try not to say that because it could be literally anything. So it's like, all right, fine. This is a day. It's only like 11. Let's go. Like, and she briskly walks back to those elevators, and you all get on. Marcus closes the elevator behind y'all because he's still on guard duty. But y'all get in, and as it goes up, your minds go blank, and you black out for a little bit. But you're going to be heading to the HQ. So, we're all caught up. What ends up happening is that you are all making your way to HQ, which is in Brooklyn. It's Red Hook, if I remember correctly. I think I showed it to you. For anyone that is walking through, that I think that's just you, Megan. You walk to this abandoned-looking factory. Is the best way to put it. It has many floors, really nice, tagged all over the place. But there's an entrance that looks like it's decrepit, tumbling, falling over. But if you go to the side of it, you know how to get in. There is a certain mark of sigil, so you're supposed to go down the wall, the line right next to that entrance. You do that, and then the guise is lifted. It looks like a nicely functioning factory once you do that, and you enter through that area. When you walk in, it's bustling. It's not chaotic. Well, it is chaotic now because of the nature of what's going on. And you're not sure. Like Ace is behind you. Is like immediately goes off to meet up with their team, and just like waves at you, like starts jogging in the other direction. And you hear that anyone that has anything to do with resurrection, or all personnel's on hand that could provide help, go to the 5th floor. Mo, when you come in, you come to, you're at HQ, you go through the same process. You go through the door. Cordelia, you can just, all you have to do is phase through the floor to get to where you need to go. So you don't even need an elevator, you're fine. You all meet up at the at a hallway. I would say this is like the closest to office looking that you're gonna get for this place. So it looks like that. It's a very it's like a whole bunch of desks. It has like very nice open lighting and stuff like that. But there's a lot of glass rooms off to the side, kind of like conference rooms. I wouldn't say interrogation rooms, but they just look like, oh, this is where people meet up or meet or talk to people that might have information about things, or where monsters that are not that need to be contained would go to talk to them to like get their input. So like some just they could be monsters, but they could be cordial. They can have a conversation. So there's that. So you see a couple of those, and you see people crowding around one of those rooms. Some of them you don't know, some of you do know. And as you walk up, and y'all kind of meet up before you get there. Before you see this, you see the crowd and you meet up before that happens. So take away.
Well, he immediately looks at Cordelia and is like, "What did you do?"
Nothing. Why? It wasn't me. I was in the area.
Do we know what happened?
I don't yet.
I don't know. If it wasn't you, then who was it?
How should I know?
Do you
I just
really want
heard
to
it
know
over
the
the
answer to
loudspeaker.
that question?
Nah, I don't. As long as my team wasn't responsible for it, that's all I care about.
Hey, Mo, can you roll sharp for me?
Yeah.
Cool. You got a success. As y'all talking, it wasn't me, Cordelia says. Megan's just like, what was it though? As you're saying that, your eyes drift up and you see someone walk past y'all. And they look extremely familiar. But you're not sure from where yet. So you see this person walk by you very briskly. And they're going towards they are beelining towards the room, essentially. Tan skin, wavy black hair that's out instead of it being in a bun, and scars, dressed very well. Has a trench coat on, very sharp outfit underneath, and they look like they're on a mission. You kind of recognize them You're just not sure where from.
Can I ask a clarification thing?
Sure.
Well, I guess Megan wouldn't see this at all, but would Megan recognize what they looked like from what Elle has said? Okay,
No.
no. Okay.
I would say, just to further clarify, there is no pictures of Theo
I did
anywhere.
that. I just wasn't sure
Yeah.
if Elle communicated it somehow. But
No.
got it.
But no, that's fair. So thank you for asking. Only Mo and Millie have technically seen this guy before and have been attributed to, like, ah, yeah, he was there before. Y'all might have seen him around, but there's no reason to focus on him because there's no like tie. So he walks by and he's beelining to that area. He's trying to get through. And a lot of people turn in like, oh, sorry, like kind of, because he's very like trying to be nice, but like moving people in a nice way, like, excuse me, thank you, like kind of thing. What do y'all do?
But yes, no, how is your day going? It's a pleasure to see you again.
Question
Yes.
for the keeper. Is he talking?
Theo,
yeah.
you heard. Okay, I might ask you to roll something. Give me a second. As he didn't say anything while passing by y'all, but once they got to that group of people, they said, like, muttered, excuse me, pardon me, just to get through. If you want, you can roll investigate a mystery and ask me a question. But since they only said a few things, you might not immediately get that. You recognize that voice?
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking because if Mo has had direct contact with Theo for as long as she has, that she might have recognized it. But up to you. If you want me to roll for it, I can.
I would say that Mo is very good at, like, I don't know. I take it in like how Mo is like picks up on people, like especially after regular interactions with them, specifically like voice, mannerisms, stuff like that, because it's kind of like part of you, your training, your upbringing. So I would say, yeah, if like roll investigate a mystery and tell me. Well, I wouldn't say you don't have to tell me because I can see it. Go ahead.
Investigate a mystery. Sorry, don't mind my.
It's fine. No, it's fine. I'm just
Let's
vibing
see.
here with that. Okay, you
Ooh.
choose. Okay, you have one hold.
I don't know what question I would.
You can
ask.
you can color any of those questions how you want, because sometimes it doesn't apply to monster.
The only question I have is do I recognize it? So I guess it would be under what sort of creature is it?
Yeah, what kind of, who is this?
What kind of person? Who is this? Yep.
What kind of person is this? That voice sounds extremely familiar, but you might need to have them have a full sentence, or say a full sentence for you to recognize who it is.
Okay.
Because I would say that they are talking in a rush tone, not if you're assuming you know who this is, they usually talk in a monotone voice, and right now they are talking in a rushed, more lifelike tone, if that is them. So you're like,
Okay.
I
think Cordelia says that, and Mo just completely ignores her and just like kind of cocks her head and makes a beeline for them.
Okay, so you're like making a beeline for Theo, essentially.
Yeah, just kind of like, huh, and yeah,
okay,
just brushes right past, maybe through Cordelia.
That's rude.
That's rude. She wouldn't do that.
All right. How y'all reacting? What are y'all saying? What are y'all doing? Theo's trying to move through. Theo's trying to get through this crowd. Is the best way to put it. So depends on you.
Megan just kind of looks at Cordelia and it's just like, what's up with her today?
Cordelia just turns and like follows Mo, just like, oh, I guess we're doing this.
What's up with everybody today?
What's happening today?
Megan, well, she'll follow, but Megan might throw a quick text to Kat to see if she has any info.
About what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you like? What's the message that you're sending?
I guess probably just like give me details or like what's going on.
Right. They had tried to respond to you before, but they still couldn't figure out what to say because they're just like, yeah, like what who the fuck was that on the camera that I was seeing, right? And then you send that and it's just and they just send a grumpy face of some sort. And it's just like, you still didn't answer my question. But I don't know, and I'm trying to figure it out. It seems that someone came in and it is a big deal. A group of people came in and it triggered a lot of concern. That's all I know. That's all she says.
Megan responds one word, Faye, and then walks away. And then like walks to where the rest of them go.
You don't see it, but like just exclamation mark response. So you hear like that vibrate. All right. Mo, you're trying to get to Theo, right? I would say roll tough, not necessarily kick ass, but you're trying to get to them before they get through the crowd. And I will roll a contested roll just because I can.
Scary. Nope.
Well, okay, so you got a 6. All right, just because I got a 5. So technically, I would say they're trying to get through the crowd. You're trying to get to them. You reach for them and they just pull out of reach. So like they don't even notice that you tried to grab them. But they do turn to look at you when they do, noticing that you're trying to talk to them, and their eyes widen, but then they quickly pretend that they did not notice you and go into the crowd. They're able to get through.
Rude.
So.
And now I feel like you're deliberately avoiding me. So
now I feel like you're trying to do this.
Now I feel like you're trying to do this.
All right. So I would say that they go in, they go through a door, they're able to pass everyone and they're able to get through the door. Janice is there, like is running up behind you as well. And she tells people she like holds up a badge of some sort, like some form of identification. It's like, hey, everyone, move. Come on, this is not a petting zoo. What are we doing? Come on, we're professionals. And like, and they all like look at her. Some of them are actually not professional. Some of them are like in their early 20s. Like some of them are just like, but but mom, like kind of vibes where it's just like, but come on, like, but this is interesting. And just like move, and they move like begrudgingly. And when you do that, she walks up to the glass, and you are allowed to do the same thing. Y'all can walk up to the glass as well, because yes, she thinks that it has something to do with Cordelia, even though Cordelia is right there and passed by Cordelia. So when you get there, you see a couple of familiar faces. Actually, you see. I can find them. Okay, so you see this guy in there, Damian Lucas, police detective from Frayton, Pennsylvania. Why he's here? Who's to say? Then you also see, you actually see Willow there too. They're kind of standing. They're not sitting down. They're like standing against the wall or standing in the room. But at the table, there's someone sitting there. There's someone sitting. They look kind of rattled. They look kind of confused. They're an older gentleman with more gray than white hair. So it just looks like salt with like pepper is the best way to put it versus like pepper with salt. He's dressed. He has a vibe about him where he's a bit more distinguished looking, but he's dressed in very casual clothing. So like a hoodie, sweatpants. He looks maybe 40s, 50s. And he looks confused. He has very bright green eyes. And there he is. Okay. And you do not know who this is, but you will in a second, because it's kind of important. So when you walk through, Janice pushes through the door. Theo's in there too. He is sitting right across from this guy who looks up at him. He turns to look at y'all, quickly doesn't look at you, and looks to Janice. And Janice says, okay, what's going on? What's this about? A revival? What's going on here? Like, I don't know who this is. And what's a Fae doing in here? It's like what she says, pointing to Willow, and Willow just kind of like rude, right? But like doesn't say anything. And then Damien speaks and he says, okay, well, I don't know what's going on either. I'm new to this shit. But if anyone knew anything about people coming back to life that aren't supposed to be coming back to life, felt like this was something that like would be up your alleys. And he turns and looks and sees y'all. Oh, speak of the devil. Hello. They would kind of know about this. So, yeah. And then literally everyone looks to you. Everyone in the room looks to y'all.
I look at Cordelia and Megan.
Megan's like slowly trying to blend herself back into the crowd since there's so many eyes on her.
Clarifying. And he like walks up to you, Mo. And he's like, so you remember Ben, right?
Yeah.
You remember how he was trying to revive his husband?
Are you telling me that's the husband?
Yeah. And he looks back over his shoulder at Jack Olson. In the flesh. And we're gonna cut to break, everyone. And hello, welcome back. Had a bit of a cliffhanger. I'm starting off strong. I'm so proud of me. But let us continue. So, Damien just pointed out that essentially the person that is sitting, that looks frazzled and in comfortable clothes, that's sitting at the table, is Jack Olson. Jack Olson is someone who had essentially been had passed away 2 years prior. Was a doctor at a nearby hospital and had died from a car accident, and had passed away. The antagonist of the last season, Ben Giles, was trying to siphon necrotic energy to bring him back, and as far as you know, he was unsuccessful. But Jack Olson is sitting right there in front of all of you. And as soon as Damien says this, Janice whips her head to look at you, Mo. What?
Did Janice hear the conversation that Mo and the doll maker had? Oh man, okay. Yeah, Mo is kind of staring like slack mouthed at Jack Olson, and you can see like her like eyes kind of go like she's sorting it out.
Like, wait,
so the gears turning in her brain. Like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. Did we? As far as you know, no, he did not. He was not revived. But at the same time, you don't know actually.
That's a weird coincidence.
Yeah. So
I don't believe in coincidences. Not working here.
So Janice looks to you. Is like, I thought that you stopped that. And looks at.
I thought we did too. Pretty sure we did. We stopped that, didn't we?
I mean, I believe so, but
I mean, no offense. You're not supposed to be here.
We're talking to Jack. So Jack was getting ready to say something to Theo that's sitting across from him, and then whoops to look around. I was like, what? I know that. I know that.
You know that you're not supposed to be here?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I died a very painful death in a car accident, yes.
Okay.
So why are you here?
I don't know. They bought me here, points to Damien and Willow.
That's another question. Why are you here? And Mo points at Damien.
What do you mean, why am I here? Y'all are kind of the center for spooky shit, so I decided to bring spooky shit to y'all. No? And Keisha told me to bring y'all, so...
That makes more sense.
Okay.
It was weird because he just kind of appeared, at the station, and he was confused, and he had a message, apparently. So...
A message?
Yeah, for y'all too. So it just seemed right, and Willow decided, and he side eyes Willow, who side eyes him. It's Willow just decided to bring all of themselves with me. So yeah, and Willow just crosses their arms, and stone faces Jack essentially.
You got a message for us?
Oh, not Jack, Justin, not specifically you, just whoever's at the Arcane Court, specifically. When I came to, I was in Ben's mortuary. It wasn't that long ago. I don't know, and I had a thought, it was an invasive thought, that I needed to come here to help someone.
Megan tries to subtly get Mo's attention. And she just goes,
Why? Do you know who you need to help?
Yeah. Someone named Christopher?
Chris. Mo looks at Janice.
Janice looks at Mo. Really? Like, Janice looks at you, then looks at Jack. Really? To help Christopher? There's a lot of Chris's, a very common name. You need to be very specific. There's a lot of Chris's in the Arcane Corps. And Jack's like, someone that has head trauma, or some kind of head trauma or head problems. That's all I know. I don't know.
Question.
Yes.
Do we know where Millie is?
No. You don't know where Millie is. Millie did not show up yet.
Yeah, okay. Mo just kind of goes, I knew it was us. I knew it was us. Okay.
I don't, like, Damien's like, whoa. I don't know if it's you. And then Willow pipes up. Listen, Mrs. Jackson, I don't think that it had anything to, I don't think it's anything to do with you. It happened recently.
I feel like you don't know my team that well, but sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
There's a Chris I know.
Okay.
That might be the Chris you're looking for. How are you planning on helping?
Well, I was a doctor, but both me and Ben are magic users. I'd never asked to be I didn't ever ask for a patron, so it was just a minor buff to helping people. And he like wrings his hands. So I just yeah. Like my focus was brain trauma and brain injury, so that's so when I came to, I was told to help heal someone named Chris who had memory brain problems, and that's about it. It's not an impulse.
Like
it's just
an hour earlier, or
what?
You had to come now.
I mean, he like looks around like, what do you mean? Like I was like, I don't. Okay.
Never mind.
It's fine. I'm not supposed to be here.
Okay. No, I know. Oh yeah. Like, no, we know.
Thanks. He like just looks like what I'm trying to say is I don't know how I got here. If it was Ben, and he looks at Willow. He gave people up for me. Right? Or a very heavy cost happened. That's all. I don't know what the nature of it is. That's just how it works. I crossed over. I don't remember what the other side looks like, but I did. So the price is higher. I'm not supposed to be here.
Is it a temporary thing?
I don't know. He like just like leans. It's like I don't know. I just know that this is my directive right now. It's not like an overwhelming need to do it. It's just that's what I woke up with.
We better do it quick in case it is not a permanent thing. Sorry.
It's gonna take time anyway. Thank you. Y'all are so pleasant. Y'all are so lovely.
Would you rather I lie and say you're immortal? Well, maybe you are. I don't know.
He like turns to Damien and Willow, like, who are they? Like, who are these? Who are they?
Sorry, we're the ones who stopped your husband.
I mean, is there any chance that Ben started the ritual and then with him being taken, that sufficed the cost.
I feel like we would have known before now.
All right, so he stares at you, Cordelia, and then like looks to the side and thinks about it, and he's like, someone would have to start it, and it would take a few days after starting it, but it's been how long? It like looks to Damien for confirmation. It's been like 3 weeks. So someone would have had to, I'm assuming, trigger it in the last 4 to 5 days. And I don't think anyone would. So, or if someone did, we don't know who it was.
Very well.
But Janice still turns to y'all and is like, but did y'all get the components though? Of the ritual? The souls?
Cleanup handled that.
Theo is going to respond on that one. And he's just like, cleanup wasn't able to find anything in the funeral home.
Well,
Do I recognize their voice?
You definitely recognize that voice, yes.
Most
you don't have to
their head
you do not have to roll for that. You immediately know who that is. Cleanup crew did not find any components of a ritual at that site. All they found was his body, and they gave it to the proper authorities to handle. But the fact that he woke up back at the mortuary means someone restarted it. If y'all want to roll investigate a mystery to find out if you know who the fuck this is, by all means.
Yeah. I want to. I don't have a forward. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so Iris did not. He didn't pass, right? It does. Okay.
Nope.
Mark experience. So Megan, you know who this is very well. Like that voice is coming through. You did not see them when you were in town because like you were not focused on them. You were on the opposite side of the road in the car when they were around. But that voice sounds like your handler. Sounds like Theo. That monotone voice you can remember from anywhere.
So I actually kind of want to see if Willow knows any more than they're letting on.
You want to talk to her? Want to talk to them?
Yeah. Well, I know I don't have like empathy like Cordelia does, but can I like, can I use like the investigative mystery, like what is being concealed here, to see if
you can totally do that.
Yeah. I want to do that then.
There you go.
Oh, do I have to re-roll?
Yeah. Did you want to use this for, because you did roll for it, did you want to answer that question?
Yeah.
Use that question. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. My bad. So what's being concealed here with Willow? You look from Theo, realizing that it's Theo, because you know his voice. So I'm just going to assume that for this role, that role wasn't for his voice. You just know what his voice sounds like. You've heard it for 2 years. You all have. So it's fine.
We can use the +1 of the holds for that. I'll be willing to give up one of the holds since I have 2, since I was an 11.
Okay, that's fine. So then what's being concealed here? You look to Willow. Willow looks, it's not frustrated. They look irritated, is the best way to put it. But trying to hold it back. It might not have to do with what's going on in this room right now. You can also probably tell that she like feels a little weird because she knows where Ben is. You know, so like, and you're not sure if Willow talked to anyone in this room, including Jack, or like Damien probably knows obviously knows what happened to Ben, but you're not sure if they had that conversation in Freyden before they got here. So she looks frustrated, irritated, and a little like put off or guilty is the best way to put it. So
Okay.
you are staring at Willow, and Willow looks to you. Yes, Miss Frost.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
We all are.
I mean,
I don't understand what's going on either. He is not supposed to be here. I know people keep on telling him that, but his concerns are our concerns.
You all were there after we were. Did you see anything before cleanup got there?
No. Everyone in the room that was present, so that would be Damien, Willow, Jack, anyone. They just kind of shrugged their shoulders like, Damien, we didn't even know he was back until literally he came to the station. Theo pipes up. It's like, so you have a directive to heal someone or help someone here. That's what I was told. Okay. Theo's going to turn to Janice. He might be right, but he still has to go through proper channels. He still has to be cleared because we don't know if he was revived for an alternative purpose. Like, his directive was to come here. He knew exactly where to come. He knew exactly who was in the medic wing right now. And he knew that they had brain or memory problems. We don't know who told him that, where that came from. So I think that he still needs to be cleared. Janice just stares, sighs. Well, yes, like he still has to go through that process. That's going to happen regardless. So that could take about like a few days, like a day or two maybe, to be cleared by all means, to make sure that he's not being puppeted in any way, or this is a vessel for someone else, or yeah, he's still going to have to be cleared.
Since Mr. Olsen is revived, would he count as supernatural, or?
1 second, because that is a question.
He's also a magic user. I don't know if that makes a difference.
It doesn't. It's more like 1 second.
Is he undead or just re-alive?
He's re-alive. You can roll empathy for me?
Okay. 10.
So that is so you get a very intense impression. So you can fully understand what's going on. Jack is extremely confused. He's very rattled. He doesn't know why he's here. He's kind of traumatized, to be honest, because the last thing he remembers was dying. He does not remember his afterlife, whatever it was. And then he woke up in cold storage. So he's not great. He's actually very confused. Like, very much so. He's putting on a very brave face at the moment. So yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. He's screaming confusion. Like, if there was like words for it, for the feeling you're having, it's like, I'm confused. Please help me. I want things to calm down. What the fuck? Like, that's kind of what his emotions are that's bleeding through. That's what you are able to tell.
Gotcha. Mr. Olsen, I know that this is a lot to take in, but You are in the best hands, if that is any consolation.
Well, they're gonna have to be. Like, I don't mind helping whoever this Chris is. It's just I don't know what to do from there. If that's the only reason why I was brought up here, why I was brought back to life in the first place.
I mean, if that is all you were brought back to do, and you get to live afterwards, then maybe it's just that's the additional cost. And then you get to go back to what your daily life was. And
I can't come back to being a doctor after I have a death certificate. That was a very public thing.
Not in that town.
fabricate death certificates, can't they?
That's true. Like, Damien looks extremely uncomfortable talking about like fabricating documents.
Yeah. Mo was like, no.
I'm sure there's a place for you here.
We'll talk. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Whatever. And he looks to Janice. Whatever magic, scan, medical, whatever you have to do to figure out what's going on with me, I'm fine. I wouldn't trust me either, especially if I don't know what knows what's going on, except for whoever brought me back. So then when that happens, Janice is all right. She steps to the side. I would say like 2 people come in that are probably from the medic wing of some sort, or some anyone that not necessarily a cleaner, but they probably will be a part of the cleaner department to do thorough inspection in terms of background. He's going to go through a couple of rounds of different avenues to find out if there's anything wrong about his revival, essentially. So he gets up, looks to Damien and Willow, and follows Janice and those other 2 people out. And now it's just Willow, Theo, and Damien, and y'all in this room. Theo stands up. He's planning on leaving, so like without saying anything.
Yeah. Mo will just kind of like slide in front. Theo.
Mo.
It's nice to see you in person. Were you gonna say hi?
No, actually, I was not going to say hi. It's nothing personal, just I'm not supposed to see y'all.
Says who?
Do you think I can tell you?
Do you think I care?
He like just like pinches the bridge's nose. It's good to see you in person too, Megan.
Was the word I would use.
Mm-hmm. I need to get back to work. Did you need to ask me something?
No. Go ahead.
I will be reinstalled as your handler sometime soon. I just don't know when. And he like dips his head and walks out. Unless someone tries to stop him again and ask something else, then otherwise he is going to like make his way out. Willow and Damien is just like, well, that was fucking awkward. Damien said, like, who's that kid?
So y'all
change the subject. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Y'all sticking around or head back to Pennsylvania?
Well, I'm not. It doesn't feel right going back with one of the residents of the town, like walking. And on top of that, like, I am going to talk to them about monster hunting stuff, just in general. So I'm curious. I'm
Oh.
just curious. It's nothing permanent. I'm trying to find out more. Keisha has been talking with me about what the core is about. So
that's how it starts.
good to know. But yes,
I'm just letting you
I'm here. I am
fair
staying
One
in
of
the
the way
city.
it starts.
What?
One of the way it starts. The other way is you end up on their list and then they find you and it's a long, never mind.
Right. So yes, I am staying in the city for a little bit. I don't know how long. For now, a week. Just to find out more information and to help in any way with the Ben and Jack situation because they're good people. Well, Ben was good. He slowly looks to Willow. Ben was good people, and Willow just stares back at him and doesn't say anything. It's just like just shrugs. He's like, right, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm around. So what do y'all do for Monster Fund here? This is a dumbass question. I'm sorry.
It really was.
I don't
Monster
know.
Fund?
I don't know. Like, do you just like what? You know what? Forget I asked. I don't even know where to go from here.
Do you want a coffee?
Yes, I would love a coffee.
The food's
Beat me
great
to
here.
that question.
Oh, you can take him. I
would.
No. It's fine. It's
No,
fine.
you take him. I was gonna make you go anyway. I was just offering.
I get a double shot, extra pull would be great if they can do that here. Can they do that here? Do you have coffee? Why is this an office situation? He like looks around. He's like, I was expecting.
It's kind of an everything situation.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's a little bit. This is the only floor I've been to yet, so and I guess I have a temporary clearance only to the top 5 floors, so that's about it. So yeah, this is. I don't know if I'm happy that I met y'all or if I'm regretting meeting y'all because this is I kind of miss mundane a little bit, but also Faye exists and looks at Willow. Willow just shrugs and is like, I'm here to find out what's up with Jack because I do need to know and I need to report back to my leader about it.
You mean she doesn't know?
No.
Can I use dark empathy on Willow? Try and figure out
Dark
what she's...
empathy, or is it like the... Which one is it? Is it the monster
It's
empathy?
the monster empathy. That's the one, yep.
Yeah. Still makes sense. Like, it was still... Yeah. So, yeah, please do. Go ahead.
Okie doke. Namely, trying to figure out what she desires.
What kind of empath are you? Are you a good empath or you are a dark empath? Like, sorry. TikTok fun.
It can be your angel.
9.
Or your
Okay,
devil.
so what is that again? Oh, let me look at your...
So I can spend 1 hold to figure out what it desires most, what would be good enough for right now, or what would distract it.
Which question did you
Oh,
want?
I rolled weird. It's supposed to be charm. I am so sorry.
Oh, I thought... I kind of assumed it was weird, too, so don't worry.
Hey, I thought it would make sense. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, there you go. To be honest, like, I would have still taken the 9, so it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, what question did you want to ask?
Yeah. What does Willow desire most right now?
Conflicted a little bit. So wants to find out what's going on with the Ben and Jack situation. Then to make amends with someone. Then to this one is kind of tricky to say, so I'm trying to help someone get in. And it was not Jack.
Okay.
Taking notes. I love to see it. It's fine.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm. Anything you want to follow up with that? Or keeping that to yourself?
I think I'm going to take that and turn it into something completely different. Just
okay, cool. That's great.
Willow, might be a bit of an odd question. Do you have any Dawn root on you?
What? No. I mean, I could get some, but like where I would either have to go back to the realms or like there might be some kind of market over here. Like there's usually a market like in every major city.
Okay.
So yeah. It's easy to get. Not that hard. Why do you need Dawn root?
No reason.
Hmm.
You have other things on your mind. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I was just curious.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I am whatever you need, I am around. I was going to ask you and looks to Mo, if Ezra was here.
That's a complicated answer.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is he here
maybe.
or is he not here?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's complicated. Basically, he's under the course care right now. I just don't know where.
So then I will stay definitely in the core until I can talk with him.
Why? What do you want to know?
Well, I don't want to know anything. I wanted to apologize. I did kill him.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I do too. It is not something I like doing.
Me either.
Despite being extremely good at it.
Anyway,
Megan actually bursts out laughing at that.
Mo glares at Megan.
Cordelia is just doing her best to not actually turn invisible, but to just slowly fade out of this whole conversation.
So I would say Willow is going to walk. I think both of them are here. Her and them and Damien. It's like, so coffee. Where's that? Because it's been a long drive.
I can show you. I can walk you if that's okay. I mean,
yeah, that's fine. That's more than fine, actually. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Let's go. Follow me.
Yeah, and he does. Willow is just sitting there with y'all, Cordelia and Megan. He's like, I have no idea what to do with my time now. I left Rose, and I would rather not leave my partner at this point. It's been a long few weeks.
I might know a way to potentially find Ezra. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try, maybe. I don't know.
His eyes just sort of narrow.
You do.
Maybe.
Well, enlighten me, Miss Frost.
I mean, I've been training with someone.
With L.
Yes. And I have the ability to maybe see other okay, question for the okay, observe another place or time. Can I do that for a person, like see where a person is? Okay, just wanted to make sure before I continued.
Are you do that in the open in this office, or
I'm not? No.
Okay, so because it's like, yeah, like it's open space. I was just like, yeah, go
no, we're gonna go. Megan's gonna take them to her her room, which is essentially her hideout in the whole thing. Okay. Not a very secret hideout, but it gets
so so is this where you live?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I would say that like the housing or where people stay is anywhere from the first and second floor, so people can stay at the core if they want to. It's just not as comfortable as obviously an apartment, but yes. While y'all are going towards your where you're staying, your hideout, your place of zen, home that is home, not away from home. You Willow starts getting a little like tilting their head, like, huh, okay, like, yes, okay, this makes sense. Like it looks like she's like, it looks like she's listening to something is the best way to put it. If you notice, I think y'all would, but it could just be a lot of things. As you're walking, I would say, Cordelia, roll weird for me.
I'm good at that. Let's go.
You are good at that. Good. You are very good at it. You're very aware of when people are invisible, or trying to hide, or because you do that all the time. You know what to look for in the air is the best way to put it. Disturbances. Specifically though with specifically with when it comes to, like, I guess the best way to put it is bending light in a way where people can go invisible. Ghost obviously is your specialty, and how that, like, people go invisible. You feel like there was a disturbance near the door y'all are getting ready to go to, where someone recently did that.
Can I tell if it's at all connected to what's going on with Willow at the moment, or what they're talking to or listening to?
No, unfortunately. I'm like,
Okay.
I was like thinking, I was like, I don't think so. No.
Very well.
You just know that, like, someone recently went invisible, or intangible near that door. So yeah.
Okie doke. Are there any rules or things for, like, using abilities on, like, the premises, or?
Oop. Yeah. Sorry, get it. So no, you can use abilities on premise. So yeah.
Okay.
Just as long as you're not harming anyone, like, someone will definitely come out to, like, stop that. But yeah, you can use your abilities on premises.
Gotcha. Meg, I think that there someone might be watching or listening, or
Maliciously?
I mean, I don't know. Is there another kind?
So Willow's just like, oh, don't worry about it. That's kind of part of the plan. Is what Willow says. Is like they're walking towards the door. And like
What?
gestures for
We
gestures
get
for
to know the plan.
you're not. It's for you. It's
Thought
for what?
so.
It's for, and like does a about for you, Miss Frost.
I don't know. I don't want to fuck it up. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah. Elle had said that they were going to provide you as aid or assistance. Yes.
Yes.
Someone's here to provide you aid and assistance.
I feel like knowing what aid and assistance they might provide may make it more beneficial.
So as soon as, like, you say that, because y'all are talking outside of your door, someone phases through your door, essentially. And it is, give me a second. I never described what she looked like, but if you remember the receptionist at the coroner's office, Jessie Jones phases through the door. Very ghost-like, but she's clearly not a ghost. She's like, "Hi, I'm here to help. That's why I'm here. I can hear y'all talking about me. Willow told me. Come in." And then she faces back inside.
Thanks for the invite. I needed that.
You're welcome, she says behind the door. You open the door. And Jessie is like, just, I don't know if you have chairs or like places to sit in here. I know you have a bed probably, but if you have like a beanbag or like a table, she's just leaning on it and like kicking her feet.
She probably has boxes, to be honest with you.
Okay, so she's gonna get on the tallest box, like, makeup there is. That's the most stable, and she's just kicking her feet. He's like, "What's up?"
So is he part of the ruse, or is that something different?
Ooh, who's a part of what ruse? Willow says.
I'm just
Wolfen.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
No, like that actually happened. That was it was just our inn. That's all. If not, I was gonna find another way to come up here.
Okay. So what's the plan?
Well, so and Willow says, my understanding, you know how to find Ezra. So that's one. Other plan is to help you find more information about Theo, right?
Daily?
So we can help you do more research here by causing some magical disturbances at the right possible time for y'all to get the information you need. Or you can have us go places where you might not be able to get into.
Hmm.
Willow like raises their hand on, I'm not a part of this. Like, don't say we, stop it. Like I'm here for what I'm here for.
Are you okay with this, Cordelia?
I haven't the faintest idea of what is going on, other than I can assume you are continuing your deal with that entity that sort of got you into trouble earlier.
Trouble is a loose word for it. I mean, essentially what's happened is Elle doesn't trust Theo, probably for good reasons. I'm doing research on Theo for Elle, so Elle doesn't fuck my shit up.
Thank you for your candor. Yeah, no, I'm down.
Okay, I figured, but
Jessie like kicks their feet more and she's like, yes, I like Cordelia.
I knew I liked you.
So, what we doing first? Ezra or
yeah, let's do Ezra first.
okay.
Yes.
So, what are you how does this look, Megan? Does this look like how are you planning on seeing a different place in time?
So I would probably just there's a mirror. I can say there's a mirror
You
in my
definitely have a
room.
mirror in there.
Yeah.
There has to be.
So she's gonna sit in front of the mirror and will essentially kind of very like unsure of what she's doing, wave her hands in front of the mirror, and use magic to try and see Ezra.
Cool. So roll. Use magic for me.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to do producer things too, and it's
No, yeah, no worries. Got it.
okay.
Take your time.
No. Okay.
Cool. Oh, yeah, it just passed. Okay, so there is a glitch. What is the glitch?
So let me get back to that. So I can see my list of glitches. I can pick, or I can do dealer's choice, whatever's more interesting for you. I would probably pick that it draws immediate unwelcome attention. Because story.
Because story. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, so what's gonna happen? So I'm assuming that when you do this, other people can see what you're looking at. Okay,
Yes.
so what's gonna end up happening is you set it up. You do it pretty quickly. I would say like you're drawing runes on the mirror, or some kind of setup like that, or are you putting energy into the mirror? Either way.
Both,
Um,
probably.
And you're able to do that. The mirror lights up, and in a minute, it's y'all looking into the mirror, like you're all crowded around, all four of you. And then all of a sudden, it whites out, like kind of like a glare passes over it. The next moment, you see Ezra, and you see him talking to Millie. You see him and Millie are talking. It seems like they're talking very animatedly, in an apartment of some sort. Probably irritated, angry. One of them is angry. You're not sure who is the angry party. And you notice Ezra isn't a ghost. You notice he's flesh and bone, essentially. But the main difference, obviously, is like he still looks like his death state, which is essentially his hair is like part of his hair is white still. He just looks a little tired, is the best way to put it. But he's like, other than that, he looks healthy. Like not like he's gonna like keel over in any moment. And he looks very angry at Millie. Not in a dangerous way, just more like he's frustrated or angry. You can't hear them talking. But or actually you probably can hear them talking, but it sounds extremely far away. So you're not entirely sure what they're saying. And then at that moment when that happens, I would say when you're probably looking at this through a reflection somewhere in the apartment. In that moment, you see a shadow, or like a shadow person, essentially, is the best way to put it. That's like exactly what it looks like. Person that walks by, and it seems like they stop. Let's say they're kind of behind them as they're arguing and talking, and they look to you as if they see you, you see them. And it starts coming towards you. And at that exact moment, I would say the mirror flashes off.
Oh, yeah.
Whether like you did it or like the magic ran out, it was going to happen, right? So
it's
like
probably both.
Probably both. Like you're like, oh, fuck this. Pull your hands back as soon as you see that. And you all are staring wide-eyed at what just happened. How do y'all react to that exactly? Specifically you, Cordelia.
He's back. Ezra's back.
Willow says, looks like that. How?
That's a good question. Apparently Millie knows.
Apparently Millie knows. Okay. Well, I know he's alive, so I feel less horrible, Willow says, but I'm a little worried about the toll for bringing someone back like that. Well, this is not what I expected to happen today.
I mean, seems like those tolls are really adding up.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 people that we know of.
That have resurrected, yes. People can't just be bringing people back like this. It's kind of against the law of things. So that's not going to be great in some capacity. Bad things will happen. Willow, well, probably Jesse looks to you, Cordelia, kind of leans over. It's like, are you doing okay, honey?
Of course. It's good to know that that Ezra's back, and I'm sure that Millie and he will tell us as soon as they're ready.
I'm going to have you roll act under pressure.
Yep.
Because that is going into your drive, which is envy.
Oh.
Oh.
Did you fail? Mark experience, baby.
Level up.
So you leveled up. All right, so
It's episode 1.
it's episode 1. I love it. So, how does giving in to envy, knowing that Ezra has a physical form in less than 2 weeks, feel to you? Less than 3 weeks, since he went missing.
I think that she just starts to tumble into a sort of like tirade about like, oh, well, I mean, Jack didn't even have to do anything, and he gets his body back. Ezra's back, and he gets what 2 weeks time out, and then he's up and going again, and just like starts to like full on tumble into herself.
So you're doing that in the room. So is it kind of like you're pacing, like you were floating, and now you're actively like, no, I'm going to actually pace this time because what the fuck?
I think, yeah, just full on trying to pace, and like even though legs are just ghost, it's like, well, not even that, and it's like, she's having a time.
All right. So Jesse's like, right, you're okay. Okay.
Yes.
I
yes,
don't,
but
I
I'm
don't,
fine.
I don't think so. I don't think so, actually. Is there? Well, we don't know why he's back. He doesn't look well. And there must be more to it, right? Once you see him and you find out, right? And talk to Millie, then maybe you can figure out what that's about, right? And then Jesse looks to Willow, and Willow just like shakes their head, like, please stop. Just please stop talking.
Sure. I'll just wait for them to come to me.
Do we need to fuck them up, Cordelia?
Of course not.
After last time, we all said no more secrets.
Like Willow just like stares at you like,
I just said it. Like,
Yeah,
I just showed
but-
Cordelia, and I would have told Mo, but Mo's not here. Mo's getting coffee.
Yeah, Mo is getting coffee. But based off of this happening, I'm going to close it here. But what I'm going to do is we're going to have a little bit of a scene. So going to that apartment. So it's like that mirror when it snaps off. We go to Ezra's apartment. Ezra is having a conversation. Millie there. 1 second. Where are you? Get the vibes. So they're standing in front of the room. It is surprisingly bright in that room. Like, yeah, it's morning to afternoon time. But it's like all the lights are on in the room. Like someone like tried to like probably Ezra tried to fill every corner and with candlelight. He is yelling at Millie. And Millie is trying not to respond back. And Millie, while they're trying to repress talking to Ezra, you notice that, since y'all aren't there, but if the audience notices, those 3 shadows that were over Millie before, 2 of them have been detached from them physically. And one of them is walking around, observing the room. Another one is whispering into Millie's ear. Who knows what they're whispering into Millie's ear to get them to do what they want. And then Ezra, grief-stricken, broken, angry, sad, says, "It's not my fault I died." And that's where we're going to end. Thank you, everyone, for tonight. It has been a pleasure for the first episode. I am your keeper, Shade Ambrose, she, they pronouns. And we are going to go down the line. Iris, who are you and where can people find you?
Hi, my name is Iris Wyndham, pronouns she, they. You can find me at Iris Wyndham VO on Twitter, as well as Iris Wyndham on Instagram. Yeah. And
Okay. And Red, who are you and where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red. pronouns she, her. I can typically be found on my own channel or on Huntsman's Hydra, another TTRPG channel.
Is Mo here? Is Jazz here? Because I see her on the screen, but I don't see her here.
She's here. It keeps cutting out.
Okay.
Oh no, that's terrible.
I would like to say, Jazz, who are you? Where can people find you? I don't know if I can hear you, but Jazz, you're amazing in general. But thank you so much for all of you who stayed and watched. Thank you all for your participation. This was a wonderful episode 1. And we're going to raid over today to Friends Who Roll Dice. So thank you for staying and tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.